What's up, bros? It's your boy Bud. Today we are taking a look at the Crafty Plus made by Stores and Bickle. Now this is not new. The first Crafty Plus came out maybe 4 or 5 years ago. This updated one I bought in October 2021. So I've had it a little under a year and a half. The original Crafty was released in 2014. I'll tell you right now that out of the 200 plus devices I've owned over my lifetime, my Crafties are the most used by far. And I say Crafties plural because I went through 3 of the original ones before getting a Crafty Plus. Now there's only a handful of updates in the Plus over the original one, but I will give Stores and Bickle this. They seem to have solved that reliability issue with the first one because I have 387 hours on my Plus with no issues at all. You might now be thinking, what makes the Crafty so good? And why is it better than something like the PAX? Here's what it has going for it. It's well made. It's one of the few devices not made in China. It's very easy to use, basically foolproof. The performance is strong, especially for a portable. It's efficient. You get a lot out of it for what you put in there. And because it's been out for so long, many would consider this a time-tested design. Now, as much as I like my Crafty Plus, I do have one big issue with it. And let's talk about that while I show you my cleaning process because I haven't done that in a while. So my problem with the Crafty Plus is that one of the updates they made over the original was the heart, the core, the heating element, aka the part that most determines how it will perform. And in my humble opinion, the original is better. Let us not forget that I have damn near 400 hours on my Crafty Plus. So there's no denying that I think it's fantastic. This picture shows the heating element of the original Crafty. It looks like a heating rod that's inside of an aluminum sleeve of some sort. But in this picture of the Crafty Plus, you can see that the heating element is one piece. You can't take it apart the same way. One of the main advantages of the redesigned heating element is an improved heat up time. It's nothing extraordinary, but the original Crafty took about 2 minutes to heat up to operating temperature, whereas the Crafty Plus now takes a little over a minute. Another advantage, of course, would be the reliability of the new element, because it doesn't seem to break as much as the original. There's actually one other thing that I kind of find unforgivable. They don't include the filling tool anymore with the Crafty Plus. You have to buy that separately. And to me, that's an absolutely must-have accessory that they used to include in the box. Now back to the cleaning process. You don't have to do this very often, but the main area to keep clean is the cooling unit. This thing comes apart into 3 pieces, and if you use yours a lot, you'll see some buildup in there. I found that the best way to clean the cooling unit is to do it after a session, so after it's all warmed up. Put some 91% isopropyl alcohol into a small container that has a lid. And here's the trick. Here's the part that actually gets it really clean. You need the ISO to be warm as well. Then all you gotta do is put the parts into the container, put the lid on, shake it up. There's also some O-rings you should eventually replace after a while. And to tell you the truth, I think this is the first time I've changed mine. Here's another thing that bugs me though. Stores and Bickle no longer includes all of these O-rings with the Crafty Plus. I've only done this process a handful of times, and I've used mine a lot. One of the next upgrades for the Crafty Plus over the original is the USB-C port. Charge time is about an hour if it's completely dead. And from a full charge, you'll get about 45 minutes of runtime or actual usage. Now, if you're looking for something that lasts longer and you want to get more usage out of it before it dies, then you want the Mighty. In simple terms, it's pretty much the same, but with 2 batteries instead of 1. Let's now discuss how the Crafty Plus works and the ideal ways to use it. There is a smartphone app for the Crafty, currently banned from the Apple Store, but they do have a web app that you can use a Bluetooth browser to connect to. Once connected, you can see the current temperature of the unit. You can adjust it up and down. There's a tab to see information about your unit, like how long you've used it for. And then there's a settings tab where you can adjust things like the auto shut off and the LED light. I still have the actual app installed on my old Android phone, and you can see that it's the same thing. Now I'm going to show you how this thermal extraction device could possibly maybe be used, but it's gonna be rated G. Step 1, load it up. with that lovely filling tool. Then you press the single button that it has to turn it on. We're going to open up the app to make some adjustments on the fly. Now, one of the things I find interesting is that it seems to be tuned from the factory to have optimal performance at the default temperature of 180 Celsius or 356 Fahrenheit. I'm mainly referring to the balance between strength, smoothness, efficiency, battery life. Most sessions that I have with this, I don't go above this temperature. So the average draw duration for me is right around 7 or 8 seconds. This unit uses a hybrid combination of conduction and convection heating. And now we're going to turn on boost mode, which you do by pressing the button twice. And this will increase your temperature by the amount you set in the app during your session. If you're feeling really spicy, there's a max boost mode, where if you click the button 3 times, it'll just max out the temperature to 410. I very rarely find it necessary to do this, but the feature is there. There is a balance between going too high with the temperature and the smoothness or comfort while using it. Overall, the performance, the strength, the effects, it gets an A+. For a portable device, those things are a little more difficult to achieve with a portable over a desktop unit. And it's able to give you that great performance while still being above average in flavor and efficiency. The reason I end up using my Crafty Plus over most others on a regular basis is because it gives me the results I want in a convenient to use anywhere package. It's been a top tier unit for almost a decade now. So if you're on the fence about getting it, if you're thinking about it, I'd probably just do it. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for now. I know that I left some stuff out of this review, some intentionally and some unintentionally. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you soon. Stay up.